Good morning, everyone. On this beautiful afternoon, what is this, May 20th? I, of course, am Chris. I just got back from a run and a shower. It's raining out there. I'm also joined, of course, by baby girl. I wanted to just do a quick video. Apologies, I didn't get any last week. I kind of have taken its break from teaching. So last week and this week, I kind of took a little bit of not quite a vacation, but I took a couple days. I went hiking. You can see all that stuff on my social medias at Volpe for America. But I kind of just wanted to talk today, instead of responding to something in the news. I think we tend to get caught in this like sort of endless stream of, man, my hair is wet, I'm soaking. Instead of getting caught in this like endless stream of like responding to the latest thing that, Trump does or whatever, I wanted to talk about a conversation I had a couple times last week, actually twice when I was on my walks with different people, and then when I was chatting with some other people, but just this sort of general sense of being just exhausted and feeling like there isn't a way out of this. And I feel that. Like, I definitely, I hear you all. I am exhausted as well. Keeping up with the news is just nonstop. Knowing what to say to certain people in your life is becoming a challenge. It's like we have to sort of couch everything we say. We have to kind of maintain these like hierarchies of who we can talk to about what, so that we can kind of keep the peace. And it's just exhausting, right? And to some respects, that's exactly what they want. But I also firmly believe, and it's one of the reasons I've been doing all this, been spending time on this and trying to navigate this U.S. Senate run, is because I firmly believe that we together can actually make this a better world. I know it sounds kind of silly and naive, but we have the ability to construct our existence, our America, our country, our world, however we want. And we can set up systems that reward and incentivize good behavior. And we can create structures that make it so when you walk out the door, you know that you and your family are taken care of no matter what happens. We can set it up so that you can go through life and not have this sort of constant struggle. I was talking to a friend yesterday. We were watching The Last of Us. And I think last week we watched another like dystopian show, kind of end of the world type thing. And I was like, you know what? Like, at least it's quiet, right? Like, I think a lot of us, maybe some of the older folks, remember what it was like when things were quiet, or at least quieter, when there wasn't this constant bombardment of noise and nonsense coming at us. And you have to remember, like, our brains, our nervous system, it's not meant to handle this brutal like bullhorn all the time of just worry and stuff. And it wears us down. Like it wears us all down. And so I was thinking about it, just kind of like, how do I personally do these things? And there's specific steps that you can take. Like, I'm trying to, when I take my dog out on a walk, I try to not bring my phone with me, because otherwise I'm just listening to podcasts or YouTube or whatever. I'm trying to wake up in the morning, and the first thing I do is not instantly throw on the TV and YouTube. So there's all these like steps you can do to just sort of like calm yourself, and be present. But I think besides the specific steps, it's really about, how do we want to engage in the world? Like, what do we want our life to be? Do we want to be able to go out and spend time with our friends and actually stay connected to them, to be present in the moment and build these memories? And I remember one of the things that I was talking to my friend about last week on the hike is like, everyone is stressed and anxious. I know a lot of people don't feel present. It's like we're zombies, right? And we're just going through it. And I was telling him, I was like, dude, think of it this way. Like, we are trapped in this system that is making us anxious, making us nervous. Again, we're bombarded by noise all the time. It's no wonder we can't be present. It's no wonder we can't remember anything. Like, there's a bazillion things coming at us at once. And when you're stressed and anxious, your brain just doesn't commit all of that to your, long-term memory. So no wonder it feels like we're zombies and that we're stuck in this place. But I firmly believe that we don't have to be, right? Like, we don't have to answer every social media post. I try really hard to not respond to anything like on Facebook or whatever. Step away from that crap. You do not have to be the arbiter of every, keyboard interaction out there. Find time to spend it with the people that you care about. And when you're there, be present. Put away the phones and be present. And then when you have a little bit of time to yourself, even if it's like right when you're going to bed, right? You kind of hop into bed and it's quiet. Just spend a little bit of time, not like thinking over stuff that you need to do, but just be there for 30 seconds or a minute. I try this most of the time. I end up just like kind of falling asleep, but that's okay. Like, you spend a minute or so just being in your quiet room, and just not even thinking about anything. There's no problem to solve. There's nothing you can do. Hey, Pumps, how you doing? And then take that feeling. You'll know it when you get there. It's not a feeling that's easy to come by, and it's certainly not one that you're going to be able to maintain like all day long, right? But just sort of take that sense of stillness with you in your day-to-day activities. And that's going to open the door, I think, to what we can do to make this world a better place. In politics, we talk about voting and policies and whatever. But really, like, even right now, right, I'm recording this video and like my cat's doing her thing, right? You can't control the world around you, but you can control how you respond to people. You can't control how you navigate the situations that are presented to you. And I think in a really meaningful and important way, we can come together right now and we can decide what type of future we want to have. We are not going to be able to go back to whatever it is you want to go back to, the 80s, the 90s, the 50s, the whatever it is that was the golden era for you or whatever. Chances are it wasn't the golden era for everyone. But more importantly, like, we just are not going to go back there. But what we can do is take the moment right now and really think about and decide who we want to be, both as people and as a society. And then we can work to implement that. And it's going to require some really honest reflection with ourselves and with the people around us. And it's going to require a reprioritization of what we think is important. But we can create a world where everybody is taken care of. We are not in a scarcity world. It seems like we're in a scarcity world because I think we're convinced of that a lot. And also there's this constant, again, bombardment, this time through marketing, of all the stuff we need, all the things we need to do that's going to make our life better. When the reality is, like, the less crap you have in your house. Can I show you something real fast? Let me just show you something. So, sorry, Pumpkin, I didn't mean scary. Look over here on this wall, right? I have had this corner of stuff, just random crap, some video game stuff, some other things, books, toys, whatever, things I've been trying to get rid of forever. They serve me no purpose. I never use them. I don't need them for anything. And I've slowly been getting rid of the stuff, kind of. But none of it brings me any real value, right? Like, we don't need all these things. We don't need the shiniest objects. We don't need to buy the stuff. And actually, when you kind of cut that crap out of your life, you would be surprised about how much room you have for other things that are more important to you or that provide you what's her name? Oh my gosh, what's her name? The Marie Kondo, is that it? The brings you joy or whatever. I've really always loved the sense like the things you own end up owning you, just because you have to keep track of them and you just always have them in your life. So all these little things that we can do to just kind of make our inner personal self a little bit more calm. And I think that when you can find yourself in a space of calm, and again, this isn't something you're not going to, we're not the Buddha over here, right? We're not going to be calm all the time, doing everything we do throughout the day. But you're going to find, I think, that when you're able to have those little moments of calm throughout the day, that you have something that you can revert back to when you notice yourself beginning to get ramped up, or when somebody else is beginning to ramp you up, or whatever it is. You can remember that, like, okay, I can pull myself down into this space a little bit. I don't need to respond to this post on social media. I don't need to engage with this person in this argument. I don't need to buy this thing that right now makes me feel like it's gonna solve all of my problems, but then you just end up with a corner of junk that you're trying to sell. I'm sure I've got some, I'm sure I've got things over there that are worth something, but whatever. Then we can take that feeling and we can start to have real conversations with each other, and we can start to really solve these problems. When everything isn't this gauntlet of anger and arguments, when we're able to sit down and actually think about not only what the problem is, which I think is where a lot of people get stuck, right? Politics does this a lot, where it's like, what's your belief on X? And you're like, well, I think I'm this or I'm that, right? But then what? Like, what's the next step beyond that? Okay, you are this thing. Now let's talk through the practical applications of being that thing, assuming you even are a thing, right? We're pretty complex people. But the point here is, when we find that sort of place that we can begin to engage with each other, I think we can get to some really meaningful conversations and move in a direction. So I, for one, despite where we are in this world and in this challenging time, I actually do think there are brighter days ahead. It's going to require us to really focus. It's going to require all of us to be better, and demand better from everybody else, not in this like judgy finger waving way, but just in sort of, I believe in you and I want you to be better kind of way. And as we begin to move in that direction, I think our progress is boundless. What we can achieve will be incredible over the next years, decades, and generations. So that is one of the things I'm fighting for. I am excited to be a part of it and to work with others that can really make that vision become a reality. So I won't take up any more of your time. I just hopefully can leave you with a sense of maybe a little bit of peace and hope that there are better things ahead. And of course, I'm always around if you want to talk. I'm excited for everybody that is a part of my community and supporting the campaign. So again, you can follow me on Volpe for America on pretty much every social media. We're going to be spinning up a Discord here soon. And then also, for fun, I have gotten a stream going. So I've been streaming Fallout 4 on Twitch, which is also Volpe for America. So if you ever want to just hang out while we're kind of playing games with a group of people and ask questions in chat, feel free to do that. But until then, I really appreciate you all being here, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.